First of all, we got to the line 47 times. The bench scored 51 points. We held them to low 20s in shooting for the game, 26% from the field goal, and from three, 12%. So anytime you do that, that's just a win-win. Out of shooting 47 free throws, we only made 31, and then we gave up 19 offensive rebounds, and we turned the ball over 19 times again with only 13 assists. So still have work to do.
I was going to ask about Lester and his status, what the reasoning was for him not being in the...
I just went with a lineup change just to challenge him. He took the challenge well.
And then how about John's foot?
John has like I don't even really know what to call it, but it's like the bottom of his foot is really it's injured, and we're trying to heal it up before it gets worse. I hope not, but he does have some time to be off. The next game is Tuesday, so I'm hoping that it's like a sore on the bottom of his foot that he really can't walk in a normal shoe, and hopefully it'll be better by Tuesday.
With Earl, we know he's been kind of working back from this injury. He was plus 30 tonight, had the team high in assist. How would you assess how he kind of played and how he's been coming along?
Earl played beautifully. I mean, I just try to have him relax. I had a meeting with him yesterday to talk about, not putting so much pressure on himself. We changed some things up offensively for him to be more dynamic, and he looked a lot better and more comfortable tonight.
Two questions. I might have missed it. Any reason why Lester didn't start? And two, the biggest difference from game one and game two for you?
Only thing with Lester is just a challenge to him. Sometimes he gets a little laxed, and I just have to say, hey, I'm going to challenge you because we need you to be the best that you can be. And he met the challenge tonight, and I'm happy that he did so. He was a good sport about it, and he wants to do whatever it takes for us to win. And I challenged him, and he met the challenge. What was the second question? I'm sorry.
The biggest difference from game one to game two for your perspective on the team?
I think that we came out serious from the beginning. We did not lax on them. I mean, even though they got some fast break points on us, we were serious from the very beginning. We didn't take them lightly because we felt like they were a really good opponent, that if you came out lax, that they would have an opportunity to upset you. So I think, holding them to the percentages that we did showed that we were really serious about what we did. That's the difference between last game and this game.
We're going back to Clayton and then Jason and Steven up front.
Just back here, Penny. When you had talked about at halftime in the previous game just how you didn't want to see those lulls coming where you let guys back into games at all. In that second half, you guys really didn't let off the gas pedal. Was that a good sign for you to see just in such a blowout game that they were still, keeping on it there?
Yeah, I mean, one thing about this team is that they respond to the coaching. They respond to being challenged. And at halftime, we said the game isn't over. We need to come out on a 10-0 run. And they came out serious and did that. I mean, we came out locked in, and they didn't score a bucket for a long time. And I didn't sub early. I tried to let the starters just kind of get it pushed out, and they did a great job.
When you call a meeting with somebody, like you said you had a meeting with Earl yesterday, is it like a boss and his employee, and you like call him into your office and sit him down, or is it what's it like, or what specifically was it like with Earl?
It was like a father just trying to tell his son, hey, calm down, you're okay, because Earl wants to play well so badly, and he didn't really get a chance to play much at Miami, and it was a totally different system. And then to have the neck injury and then come down and have to have surgery and have to go through sitting out again and now just kind of rushing himself. So it was more of, Earl, I'm with you. Nobody's mad at you. You make a mistake, just brush it off, go back and get it on defense. He's one of our better defensive guys. And that's what the talk was like. It wasn't anything mean.
And then how can you tell that he's nervous? I mean, like he is one expression constantly. It seems like
When you know him and you're around him every day, you can tell he's being very hard on himself. And that's what we're trying to get him out of, next play mentality for him.
Steven and then back to Clayton again.
With Jaden in that starting lineup with those other guys like Imani and Jalen, how you think that lineup performed tonight?
I think it did well. I think, Jaden is not going to do anything to hurt the team. He's only going to do what he's asked to do, and he's going to be a ball distributor or whatever. It might just be one game for him and then get Lester back out there. But for him, he's just going to do what he's asked to do. and he's starting in his role. So him starting or not starting, he's still going to be the same guy.
Penny, just, it's easy in a 40-point game, but it seemed like the guys were loose throughout. There was laughing on the sideline. You were laughing at one point towards the end of the game there. It's not always going to be like that throughout the season, but how do you kind of keep that mentality of guys staying loose, being there for each other, that level of kind of what we saw tonight, carrying some of that throughout the ups and downs of a season?
Yeah, we want to have fun but not lose sight of what we're trying to do. I think it's in black and white where we are, and what we want out of the season and how good we have to be in certain areas. We want to have fun doing so. All the great teams I've ever played on had fun while playing defense. And then offensively, we just shared the ball. So we want them to be loose. We don't want them to be uptight. And they're usually going to take on my personality. If I'm uptight, they're going to be uptight. So I want them to be very loose. And I was conscious of that tonight because last game I had a poor body language, and I was really upset at some of the things that I saw. And I never got out of that mode. So tonight I was trying to be more supportive and more happy. And I think they just saw me like that, and then they relaxed a lot more.
Right into my question. In the first half, after they got that second or third 10-second count, it seemed like you ran on the court and you was really emotional saying, yeah, go. And then near the end of the game, when your son had that dunk, I think Father Penny came out because even you were shocked. Walk us through those two emotions.
Yeah, I think, when you got to celebrate small wins with your team. They don't always need to see you in coach mode, and I'm proud of them when they accomplish things like that because there aren't a lot of teams around the country that can get 10-second calls, especially multiple 10-second calls. And when they do that, I'm going to celebrate it. And as far as Jaden, absolutely. When he does that, that's the aggression in the game that he has inside of him. He's so unselfish. When he rips baseline and goes up and dunks over a guy, that's like his second dunk like that. We just got to shorten not a year apart. It needs to be every game.
Jason, and then maybe one more if we have it.
Two-parter. What's your long-term vision for Earl? What do you kind of see him being long-term, or I guess like toward the middle of the season, toward conference play, and then just your scouting report on St. Louis?
Yeah, I see Earl, man, being a big factor for our team going into conference, a guy that's going to handle the ball a lot because he's an unselfish player and decision maker. I think he and Alo are our two best guards in the backcourt pressuring, along with Lester. And he definitely can start the offensive end and the defensive end going for us and look for big things. St. Louis is just well coached. It's unfortunate that they lost their best player, but they're still well coached. Travis does an unbelievable job. They're going to be organized. They're going to mix up defenses because they're not going to give us a steady diet, and they're going to execute their offense the entire game and try to go at weaknesses. They have a couple games now to look at to see where we are and dissect what we do. And believe me, he's going to be well prepared. The team is going to be well prepared.
Most impressive dunk of the night. You had Josh's putback. You had Imani's crossover, and then his slam that got you fired up, and then Jaden's. What?
I don't want to get into trouble. I'm going with Jaden. I'm going with Jaden's dunk.